The morning market at one of Europe's biggest fish handling ports at Peterhead in Scotland. More than 6,000 boxes of multiple varieties speak of a healthy industry and healthy stocks. But not everything is as it seems. This is an industry locked into an unpopular, many say a failed, EU common fisheries policy that's now undergoing root reforms. At Nolan's fish producers, they're enjoying good turnover from an ever-increasing appetite for fish across Europe. They're hoping for more opportunities and fewer restrictions from the reform, but they're not sure at all they'll get it.
Brussels is a horse fair. Bit of give and take here and there, and my own gut feeling is Scotland always fares badly. We all agree we need to have a sustainable fleet, but we're not going to encourage reinvestment in fishing as long as it's unviable as it is now.
The reform proposals include action against overfishing, ensuring sustainable and productive fish stocks, a ban on discards and decentralised management. Some of Scotland's fishing community got a chance to air their grievances and views on CFP reform in a face-to-face with Scottish MEPs at the port.
This is not a political game. I came to the conclusion a few years ago that nothing could be done. We had to come out with the CFP. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me the CFP can be reformed and it's worth sticking with.
On the whole, I'm pretty optimistic about what's happening. I think there's a recognition that we've got to get this right, that we only get the chance to reform the CFP for every 10 years, and unless we seize this opportunity, then some fisheries around Europe simply are going to be just in a state from which recovery may become impossible.
But the key for some lies in the degree to which Brussels will hand over control.
Here we have the chance to devolve the day-to-day management of fisheries back to the member states and then down to the stakeholders themselves to involve the fishermen. They know that it's been a catastrophe, micromanaged from the centre.
The fishing areas of Europe's 90,000 plus vessels are clearly delineated. Across the industry, there's acceptance that fish stocks need to be sustained for future generations. Sustainability lies at the heart of CFP reform and of the EU's 2020 strategy for growth. The only question is, what's the balance? Especially when the economic survival of communities that live and die by fish is at stake.
If it's a common fisheries reform, let's apply all our energies and resources to getting the fishing sorted out, instead of saying, what else can you do other than fishing? That's a cop-out. And to me, it's the beginning of the end.
I understand environmental reasons and that, but they have to still allow people to make a living. And if you take away a whole community's livelihood, then you have to put something back. There's loads of fishermen that are too old to do anything else, so they spend their time in pubs drinking, and obviously the drugs has got worse, the state of the town's got worse. It's absolutely devastating. It just brings the community to its knees.
No more cuts and restore some of the haddock fishing, because some of the fisher guys that I know, they say that the sea is brimming with fish.
A different argument from those advancing environmental interests.
Without getting stocks to their optimum levels, then the losses that could be faced are enormous. For example, there was a recent report that stated that if you just took 43 stocks and got them from their very, very low states at the moment to their optimal levels, you could generate an extra 3 billion euros of landings.
In the 18 years that David Isaac has been fishing Scotland's western waters, he's seen new boats erode his daily yield. Coupled to that, he fears, will be new EU regulations.
The cuts that have affected the bigger boats in the UK, I mean, they've just been hammered. And once they've finished doing them, they're going to work their way down the scale until the focus will be on in the inshore boats, which is gradually happening.
And he wants officials to take account of the loss of fishing ground from the start.
All this huge areas of seabed that are getting designated for wind farms. You know, if we're losing that and we're losing ground to no take zones, I mean, that's a double whammy. You're getting hit from either side.
MEPs are acutely aware that reform of the common fisheries policy is a vote winner and a vote loser. Debate will continue throughout 2012. It's currently timetabled to come into force the following year. You can find more information on CFP reform on the Parliament's website. Over the coming months, the Scotland office of the European Parliament is holding or participating in the following events. You can also get in touch directly with the European Parliament's offices in your own countries.